Welcome to the summer edition of the Sprint to Success with Design Thinking podcast.
How do you navigate change? It's a question we think about often, and one that today's world expects us to be comfortable with. The challenge, however, is where do you begin, and how do you develop the mindset and skill set to be successful? Welcome, everyone, to the Sprint to Success with Design Thinking podcast. I'm your host, Saba Kidwai. Join me each week as I share the stories and strategies from the world's leading researchers and practitioners about why they believe the answer lies in practicing design thinking. One of the most fascinating things about it, especially, your listeners will find this fascinating, you'll find this fascinating, is the design of the experience. So one of the reasons you have to have like a friend invite you is like there's this like social trust element built in. So it's not like, oh, I can just email you an invite. I have to actually have your phone number in my contact list for it to prompt me and say, hey, this person joined. Do you want to let them in? And you get that choice. And it's just a fascinating, I think, experiment in social trust. And then your names are tied together. For example, like the person who invited me, Brian Fanzo, like his name now is forever tagged to the bottom of my profile. So it's almost like this like social like responsibility of like, okay, who are we letting in and what am I going to be responsible for? The other really interesting design element in there is diversity. So Clubhouse is basically an audio only social experience. You can think of it as like, when you go to college and it's club day and you go and you sign up for all these different clubs and your clubs host different events. It's that, but virtual or all in an app. And so you can, follow people and, for example, like you might be in a chat and I can kind of go into the room that you're in. And it's almost like this like never ending conference where you are just having these incredible conversations. You can join a conversation or you can start your own. And it's just been a really fascinating place to hear, especially from an empathy perspective, just hear people's stories, their experiences, and listen to people talk through what they think possible solutions can be or share ideas about different topics. Elon Musk was on the other day and there was somebody interviewing him, and just the accessibility to these like incredible individuals that we read, we read their tweets all day long. To be able to actually hear from them has been really fascinating. But also just I have been exposed to so many different people like I just didn't even know existed. So many educators, so many designers, just so many people across all different industries. And it's just this really great inclusive space to bring people together to have these conversations, especially at a time where we are so sorely missing that element of, human life. We haven't been to a conference in the past year face to face. And it's so different. Like someone might say like, well, we're on Zoom chats or we're on this and we're on that. But I think this is really where design comes in, the way in which they've designed the inclusivity of the experience to allow for everyone to have a voice, allow choice really as well in what sessions you come in and out of, how you connect with people has been really interesting. Another really interesting design element of Clubhouse is it's not here to compete. It's a complement in so many ways to so many of the other platforms we have. So for example, like there's no messaging built in Clubhouse. You have to have like a link out to your Twitter or your Instagram or your LinkedIn profile for people to go and connect with you. So there's just a lot of really interesting design elements, but it's just right now a fascinating place to come together and have conversations. It's your turn to join the conversation by sharing what you enjoyed or what questions you still have. In a world where time and attention are so valuable, thank you for choosing to listen and for being a part of our Sprint to Success with Design Thinking community.